Hey everyone, it's Hayley Elsaesser. I'm here with Briony today, an amazing Toronto artist. We're going to get to know her a bit more and dive in and find out some freaky stuff.
Yay!
Maybe do like a little bit of an introduction to yourself.
For sure. So I am a visual artist. What that means is I do a whole bunch of... Can I swear?
Oh yeah.
I do a whole bunch of shit. Well, I've always been an artist my whole life, and then photography, and now I've moved into doing like large-scale sculptures and tons of different things.
I think that you started off doing marketing, and then you moved to photography. Is that how it kind of...
I did, yes, actually, yeah. Did I tell you that?
No.
Oh. But yes, I was in marketing for like 6 or 8 years, and I was working at a job that I wasn't really enjoying, and I had been shooting for probably like 2 months at that time. And then my boss that day was just being not a nice human, and I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna quit because if I jump all in and do photography and focus on my art fully, then I have no choice but to sink or swim. So I went to my computer, typed up a letter of resignation, just walked over to his desk and put it down, and that was it.
Sick.
It was terrifying, but...
And how long did it really take you to find your footing, or was it something that happened straight away?
Oh, it's like, I mean, I'm still always finding my footing in some areas, but to actually become at a point where I could pay for like food and be successful, it took about 2.5 years.
It's not an overnight thing, everyone.
No.
Remember that. So do you remember a time where you had like a moment that kind of clicked that was like, okay, I've made it?
Oh, a big one for me was when Jordan, Nike Jordan, chose me to shoot the first ever female Jordan shoes for Vogue, which was really cool.
Wow, that's awesome.
There's constantly stuff like, and I think that something I know I need to work on is I need to be get better at taking it in and being in the moment, because like I'll look back on the past year and be like, oh my god, I can't believe I did all that. But because I'm always like, okay, when's the next project? What am I doing next? I'm not taking time to fully focus, which I need to do.
And if you had to choose a favorite pair of sneakers, what would you choose?
Okay, I have a pair that's on the way right now. Melody Asani.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So she just did a collaboration with Jordan, and they're really cool pieces. And that's the one thing that I like about Nike is that there's so much story that goes behind each shoe that tells like the history. Like I had another friend, Gabby, that designed a shoe for Air Max Day last year that was representing New York, and there was a gradient colors going around that was supposed to represent like the diversity of all the people. And I like a shoe that tells a story.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for her new shoes.
Yeah.
Or her future favorites.
I mean, I love them all. They're all my favorites. The ones I'm wearing are pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all your children. That's how I feel about my shoes.
It's true.
Is there anything, when you look back at your previous work, is there anything that feels like not you, or is it like a nice story of how you've evolved as an artist?
Yeah, everything I feel like when I look back is terrible. Like, I don't know about you, but I look like what I was doing a year ago, I was like, what was I thinking? And 3 years ago, I was definitely like, please don't show this to anybody in my head. But it's fine, it's great. It's just like, we're our own worst critics.
Yeah, and that's how you evolve, and for sure, I'm sure I would look at that and think that it was amazing, and it still represents you, a part of you, but you just evolve and grow. And I know, like, I always love creating new stuff, so when I look back, I get so bored of that. Yeah. Other people, like, when we get a new collection, I worked on it 6 months ago, I'm selling it, whatever.
I'm the exact same way. Yeah, it's so true. Like, I'll do a photo shoot, and then I'll, edit it, and then it'll take some while to get published, and then, like, 4 months later, I'm like, cool, whatever. It was exciting when I did it.
Imposter syndrome is something that a lot of people wrestle with. Does it ever get hard where you like kind of sink in and realize exactly what you're doing and like, oh shit?
I struggle with imposter syndrome every day. I think like social media, there was someone I was talking to the other day and they were like, you're so like strong and confident, and I was like, really? And I'm like, and I think that that's what I portray on Instagram, and I am in some, in some instances, but like as an artist, as I'm sure you understand, like I go through roller coasters of emotions, being like, oh my god, they're gonna be like, this girl is insane. I look at my art and be like, this is terrible, and then the next day I'll be like, no, I love it, and like it's just, that's part of it. I do like a lot of tricks to myself. Like I'll literally say out loud, like, you deserve this and stuff, just because sometimes I literally just need to do it because I get so inside my own head.
Yeah.
You know, being by myself and building art.
From my experience, I know that being a creative, it can be really difficult when you're working on projects that take so much of your like yourself when you're doing it. So how do you avoid burnout?
I don't avoid it. I like definitely burn out. I mean, like the project that I'm working on right now, there's been nights where I've been sleeping like maybe 3 hours a night. I am lucky that I have a good team, so that's a good way that I avoid burnout. Like my boyfriend, God bless him, as much as he complains, he like takes the dog out and does like little things that would be like the breaking point for me, like where it's like I need to just be able to get through the day and do my art when it's that much work.
That's a nice key.
I'm super careful with what I eat too. Like if I'm stressed, I try, because I naturally want to stress eat. So I don't, because if I eat like tons of bad food, then it just makes me more tired and more anxiety.
Okay, so that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you maintain like healthiness in one aspect.
I try to as much
unless
as I can,
everything
right?
will crumble apart.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I mean, like, I was at Duffer Mall yesterday and I was like, okay, I'm getting pretzels with sugar and cinnamon because I deserve it.
Yeah, you do. You do. So this is a thing that I know affects like so many people in our industry, is big brands taking ideas from independent artists and because they're trendy or something like that. Has that ever happened to you?
So I designed the Barbie with the fear of God. Like we did that at class.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And it went like viral. Like everybody see, like we were flown out to LA and met like Jerry Lorenzo and everything. It was a big deal.
Cool.
And then I saw another company that shall remain unnamed that just did a whole line of Barbies dressed in like streetwear.
Shit.
And like a lot of people were like, hey, like Briony did this first, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, not really. Like people have been doing stuff with Barbies for years.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I just think that it's not something that bothers me. But in that regards, like when it comes to photography and art like that, like it's just, everything is so similar. Someone's done it before. So it's not something that I try and stress myself out of.
I kind of feel the same way with fashion. Unless it's like a blatant ripoff. There's so many people creating things in the world. It's like sometimes it's bound to be the same thing. But say there was a big company that was famous for ripping something off from someone else, or do you like look into that kind of stuff before you work with another brand to see if they are known for that?
I mean, there's definitely like, I'm careful with who I work with. Like there's also like, I've gone and met with people and I've just gotten like not a good vibe off of them and I haven't worked with them because like it's a reflection on me too, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, like even if I do research, there may be something hidden that I don't know about. So there could very well be a company that I've worked with that maybe I shouldn't have and doesn't align with my values. And I don't mind if someone calls me out on that too, because then I know, because I just genuinely didn't know. I also think though the call out culture is, there's a way to go about it. There's a way to like, commenting on the picture something vicious is just you trying to get a lot of likes, but if you DM me, then it's coming from a genuine like, you want to educate me, but like not trying to just get likes, if that makes sense.
I agree, and I think oftentimes people like to attack the individuals rather than the people that deserve to get attacked, like huge corporations. So it is unfair that all the onus is on someone like you to do all this research when you're just trying to, and me as well. It's like, it's really hard as an individual to have your own business and do all this stuff when you're just obviously trying to do your best with what you have. Was there a project that you really wanted to accept but you just couldn't for some reason?
There was one time I was about to shoot with a company and I'd met with them twice, and then the second meeting the husband of the wife said, well, I should probably be there that day because like two women working on set can be problems because you usually argue. And I was like, cool, so we're not doing this shoot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I've heard so many stories about models that have worked with photographers, mostly male photographers, unfortunately, that have just been put in really uncomfortable situations. So I think that probably also helps the subjects that you work with become more comfortable, and then it's more of like a whole experience, and that's why the final product turns out really great. So.
Well, I myself was like in an uncomfortable situation with a male photographer here in Toronto, so it's something that I'm super aware of. I just think that especially like photography like is such a like intimate situation. Like I'm putting you in such a vulnerable spot. Like for people to take advantage of that power is something that I get really mad about, because if this person's looking to you to take care of them essentially, and then you're using that power to like get your way, is something that I don't stand for.
Do you have any advice for people that want to be where you are, and they're just starting out, they're just graduating, or they're at school right now? Any advice to kind of grow their career and get to where they want to be?
What I'm noticing is that there are a lot of people out there that want to do stuff, like want to do photography or any field in general, but are only willing to put in like 60% of the effort. Like I feel like we live in a society where people are like want to be like an overnight success. Like you need to eat, sleep, and breathe this shit if like you want to do it. And like I still, like my circle of friends has gotten so small because I have literally no life, but I also love what I'm doing as a career, so it's okay, but you need to put in the effort, and it's literally just sending that email and doing the research, and like nobody's gonna hand it to you, and I think that a lot of people, that's what they're looking for, and you really need to work hard. It's pretty crazy.
But you love it, right?
I love it. Like I wouldn't, I had a moment, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, where I was literally could feel myself about to start having like a panic attack, and I was like, I haven't slept in like 7 days, and it was a Friday night, and I like looked at him and I was like, I would like to just like watch Netflix one day, and he's like, I know, but remember 2 years ago you were up till 4 a.m. bartending every night? And he's like, isn't this so much better? He's like, you were literally doing arts and crafts till 4 a.m. and I was like, it's very wise.
That's nice. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's happening with you right now?
Lots. Specifically, I have a project for the Art Gallery of Ontario. It's a 12-foot Baroque piece. I've essentially built like a massive still life. So like an apple is like this big. It's pretty huge. And that is going to be going up at Art Bash. So that's their big charity event. And it's going to be the main piece.
Check her out if you're not already following her. Her work is amazing. And see you soon. Bye.